Okay, Tony, are you ready for our next one?
Yes, Judge.
Let's go on the record on DC 24226, sorry, 2263, Fields v. Fields. If you're on that case, you need to state your name for the record. Anybody who may be speaking on that case needs to speak for the record.
James
Chad.
Carroll.
Turn,
Oh,
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
James Carroll for Terry Fields.
Chad Fields.
Letitia Fields.
Terry Fields.
The person, Letitia Fields, there's some kind of feedback going on your Zoom link. I'm not sure why. You may be.
We're on the same together with Chad Fields. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's you. I can hear you fine.
Okay.
All right. Well, let's get started.
Judge Mike, Mr. Fields and Miss Fields had filed an adverse possession affidavit, and my client had filed one that disputed that. Mr. Fields is Terry Fields' son, and that clearly don't fit the category of being an adverse possession. She was renting the property to them to start with, so they're not in adverse possession of the house.
Okay, Judge, on our end,
Whoa,
sorry.
whoa,
Another
whoa, whoa!
feedback.
I don't know what that was. Let's try again. Let's just
let me not talk so loud. Sorry.
okay.
So on our end, we were served a notice on the door the same day that Terry Fields decided to cut the water off on the home. So being here to be able to get a notice on the door wasn't sufficient. This was, I mean, I can give it to you as well, but this was the notice, the handwritten notice on the door that only pertains to Chad with a case number on there. We were then emailed by this attorney. We have no knowledge of this attorney prior to this event. We were emailed by this attorney stating that there's a court date as well today. We weren't given sufficient notice for this. We were not served. So we're requesting that this be either reset or dismissed pertaining to that.
It's not going to be dismissed, but Mr. Carroll, what's your response to about resetting that?
Judge, this hearing was set by the court, I believe, and we submitted we did send them the notice on the date that we filed a certificate of service with the court that indicated that we were serving them with this. Again, I mean, this is sort of I don't have a problem with resetting it in any case.
We need more time to convene with our attorney because we have several things that have gone on in the past with this. The Terry Fields has tried to evict us from the home, and that was dismissed. And then now the water being cut off and us having to go to the court to get the water cut back on because that was unlawful that she did so. We don't have a rental agreement with her. She's even stated that in the affidavit that she filed for the eviction. So there's no rental agreement at all. The both of us have stayed here. He has stayed here for 15 years. Prior to that, he's lived here his whole life, and I've stayed here for the last 10 years. So we have also proof of everything that we're filing, so it's not a frivolous filing. And we also need to know who we need to send that information to, and we also need to have time to request, since we didn't know about this attorney before, for discovery of certain items that we need pertaining to this.
Okay, so let's kind of talk through. There's a number of things that were addressed there. So, first off, Mr. Carroll, you've been in my court many times before. I don't think we knew that you were an attorney in this case. You're not an attorney of record here.
Yes, it does list pro se. You're correct, Judge.
Ma'am,
I'm sorry.
I would asking him a question.
Okay.
I'm the judge. If I need to ask you a question, this will go a lot more smoothly if you let me do this. I'm trying to get information. I'm trying to get information from you. So, Mr. Carroll, I don't see that you've ever entered an appearance in this case. Have you entered an appearance? I don't see it in our records.
I had filed a certificate of service on 2/14. I did not I can certainly file a notice of appearance as well.
Yeah, you need to file a notice of appearance.
Okay.
So you, in this case, and that's another reason to continue it. So this next issue, and I just want to make sure that this is clear for everybody involved. The current way that this case is structured, and this gets complicated because, you know, I know you guys aren't lawyers, is that what this case in this court is about is whether or not the lien you filed on this property is valid or not. That's all this case is about. Unless you amend and make additional claims or things like that, sometimes, and I understand it, it'd be a lot easier if it was like this. There's certain things that I have jurisdiction over, there's certain things I don't. The issue of this eviction is not in my power. That's in the power of the county court. And so I just want to make sure this goes as smoothly as it can. I can see a situation where you may get very upset and say, Judge, this eviction was wrongful. They shouldn't have done this, or blah, 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 blah. That's not in my power. That needs to be handled in the county court or the JP court. That's not a district. The possession is not something I deal with. And so, unless there's an issue of title, which it doesn't sound like there is. And so, I just want to make sure you're clear what this case is about. And all this case in this court that we're going to be talking about is the issue of whether or not the lien that was filed is valid. That's it. Unless something happens, that's all we're going to be talking about. I don't know if that addresses your questions, ma'am.
Judge,
It does. Actually, you've clarified everything that I was going to bring up. So thank you for doing so.
Okay, good. All right, so Mr. Carroll, we need to get a
notice of
I have a
appearance.
question for you, Mr. Carroll, and that is, they filed this lien of adverse possession, and what this procedure, I know you didn't file it, is intended to do. It's probably more information you want, but I'm going to share it because I'm the judge. What this purpose of this procedure is under the code is to deal with situations where clearly frivolous liens are being filed to prevent people from transferring their property. And it started, kind of interesting, and Mr. Carroll, you probably remember this, it started when this movement called the Texas Republic Movement. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that, but there was a group of folks who claimed that Texas wasn't really a state because the Texas Republic, I may be getting this slightly wrong, but Texas Republic, I think when the Texas Republic joined the state of Texas, according to them, it didn't properly join the United States, so it was still a republic. And so they had created their own government and started filing liens in the county court records, which was causing a lot of problems. And so the legislature created this provision to streamline getting rid of those kind of frivolous liens. Does that kind of make sense? So this is a streamlined process. So the question here is,
Judge, can I interrupt you for a minute? There is a county court at law case which we may put this district court case into that would probably help a lot. Mr. and Mrs. Fields have filed a suit in County Court 4 in which they also are raising adverse possession.
And that's what I was kind of getting to, Mr. Carroll, is I don't know that this is the right place for this, because I don't know that this adverse possession is clearly frivolous. It may be frivolous in the long run, but I don't know if I can just look at it and say it's frivolous. So I think you're right. I think your inclination to possibly non-suit this case, I know you can't do it now because you're not attorney of record, but talk to your client, possibly non-suit this case and add it on to the county court case would make more sense. But
yeah.
But how much time is going to take you to make that decision?
By Wednesday.
By Wednesday. So, and how long will it take you to file a notice of appearance in this?
I'm doing one right now.
Okay. So we're going to reset this to next Monday. And I apologize, I didn't get your name. Is it Miss Fields and Mr. Fields? What may happen, I think it probably will, but I don't know that for sure, is he may dismiss this case and include the allegations in this case in your county court law case. So this hearing may go away.
Okay.
We don't know for sure because it's Mr. Carroll's going to take a look at this, but I'm going to reset this to next week. You may also want to get an attorney in the interim. We're going to reset this to next Monday at 3:00.
Okay.
Did you get that? Do
Yes.
you guys have any questions? Anybody have any questions?
We know who their attorney might be.
Well, that's up to you. Can discuss that offline with them.
Okay.
Yes.
Or do you want to tell them?
He's had several questions that he sent us, which are not relevant to this case that we can discuss offline.
Okay. Good luck, guys. Mr. Carroll, please let us know as soon as you can. Obviously, if you're going to non-suit the case, so we can clear up this time for next week. And you guys have a great rest of your day. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you. Bye-bye.